I suck. I forgot to start.
I've got mine. Start
So you
recording?
didn't record it?
That first part, I didn't record it on there. You could see it, but you couldn't hear
We'll
it.
just keep naming everybody for the first few minutes back. Who all's here?
Well, it's-
Per year are stolen from unsuspecting homeowners who lack the proper education to deal with home contractors. Hi,
They
I'm
can
Tom
watch it.
Fontaine with Comfort Time
Yeah,
Live.
that's what-
Comfort
so
Time
I
Live
can
is
tell her
a
now
local
they'll
Now, see,
sound.
focused
I
on
could
educating
download it
homeowners to
from
protect
YouTube
themselves
later.
from unlicensed
Edit it.
contractors, as well as less
I
than
could,
honest
I could
contractors.
download them
Go
both.
to ComfortTimeLive.com to see all our
It
recorded
looks like a
shows,
camera
watch us
change.
live, for
That's all it looks like.
information, protect
Well, can
and
you, when you
educate yourself.
can you
Every
send
Thursday
yours or
evening
not?
at 6:05
Uh,
on
so
WPSL
you can,
1590.
You can actually download it, but then you have to convert it from FLV. You can download it while it's in Ustream, but it's easier on YouTube. Oh, hold on. Now back to Comfort Time Live with Tom Platania and company.
All right. Hopefully you're sitting back in your comfortable chairs, ladies and gentlemen, and you have refreshed your beverage. And hopefully everyone in the listening audience can
Has a
hear us.
beverage.
Can hear us now, and since they can I say a quick shout out?
Of course you can.
Okay, hi Diana,
Ah, Lady Di.
Lady Di.
Lady Di. Lady Di is alive.
You're a medium now?
He's
Well, I'm more like an extra large, but I'm working.
All right, so what we're talking about, so we're trying to put forth here that the ladies are the people who make the decisions. And the thing is that contractors are learning this. They're learning that women do make most of the decisions in the household, and they find that a lot of times they're up against the young lady when they come to the house, and either they're at home and either they work and they come home, or they're single or whatnot. And these contractors are learning this, and they're learning to play on, I guess you could say, the softer side of a woman.
I don't know about that.
I wouldn't call it the soft side, would you?
No, I think that, let's face it, in today's world, there is so much information out there. You can get information about things in your home from the internet, from Home Depot, from Lowe's. You can even go to the library and get it out of a book.
What's
What's
that?
It's a library.
I've got like an
Those are-
iTunes library. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, the library. It's a big building and it has
Oh, big building.
books in
Lots
it.
of books.
Tell us about books. What's a book?
What's a book? What's it look like?
Read me a story.
Oh, they have
Oh, I
audiobooks?
remember those, yeah.
That would be so cool.
So, getting back to the topic at hand, if you have a contractor that is coming to your home, don't be a victim. Be an informed person, no matter what your gender, and especially you ladies out there, and you can call in and tell me that I'm wrong, but I think ladies sometimes play the role of the victim, maybe to manipulate that contractor.
No way.
I
Manipulation by a
know.
woman?
Can
Why
you
not?
stand it?
Go
That's
for it.
unheard of. Women,
Oh,
women
my
do not
chest is
manipulate.
killing me. I'm having a heart attack.
772-340-1590. I know, ladies. I know that you're just burning to push those buttons to get the call here. I can see it.
People are manipulated. You can't blame them.
Women are now. This is not a dig, ladies. This is not a dig. Women do a lot of things based on emotions.
Absolutely.
Okay, and Heidi agrees. So at least one of the three women in the studio agree to that.
And what,
Right.
what do the men?
They're
Well,
more mechanical. They make a decision based on logic.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Some of
So
us don't have logic, but
best decisions are made with both.
exactly.
And we guys, we don't want to be emotional.
Exactly.
We think of emotion as
We've already
A
shared our
weakness.
feelings.
As a weakness.
We've already shared our feelings. We got married. I mean, what more do you want?
I mean, women will express fear by being scared and crying. Men will express fear with anger
Mm-hmm.
because you don't want anybody to know he's scared.
Agree.
Yes.
And the the salesman on the phone, the contractor, or whatever, they're gonna call and the guy's gonna get mad. That's his emotion. The woman will listen.
If they play off that though, and if they know that they can play off of the woman's emotions, the emotion of, and we've talked about this on the show, how do unlicensed contractors or illegitimate contractors and unethical contractors, what do? They play off emotions of the consumer, either by fear, greed. Fear is the biggest thing. Just like that one we talked about with that one company, Bayside, who's no longer in business anymore. And they went into the elderly lady's home and absolutely scared the bejesus out of her by saying she had a gas leak. Okay? If that was a guy, I'm not saying he wouldn't have been, but he may not have been as emotional to say, oh my gosh, what do you have to do to stop it? We got to rip this out. Okay, please do it. And $7,000 later, but they played off emotions. And that's what these contractors are doing. They're learning this. But ladies, to Heidi's point,
You can't be a victim and you can't be emotional. The item that has broken down, be it a washing machine, your air conditioner, whatever it is, it did not break down just to be angry with you or just to make you angry or to impact your day. It's a machine, it breaks down, it happens. Just like your man, it broke down.
Sometimes because they didn't beat me. But anyway,
However,
Words.
that machine that has broken down, it is mechanical. It doesn't feel any emotional attachment to
It's
you.
male.
So you
it's
don't,
male. The machines are male.
that's right.
Hey,
So you
you're
don't
looking
need to
good.
feel any emotional attachment to the machine. Just get somebody in there to fix it. And you have to get the right person in there to fix it. And that's where we try to educate you to get the right person in there to fix it. So you have to educate yourself so that you are not set up as a victim. So the contractor that comes in or the repair person that comes in to fix it is qualified, is licensed, is insured, is all those things before you even let them set foot in the door.
so it sounds like you've done a lot of research on this. You have like a checklist or something.
Would you put the vodka down and speak clearly into the microphone?
Yeah, I like to read the checklist right now.
I do have a checklist.
But we do. We talk about this a lot. But to Heidi's point, do it before they get into your home. Because once they get into your home, they know where they got you. They know that they can play on emotions. They know they can, they see a little kid running around. And what are they going to do? They're going to play on the emotions of your comfort for your child and your
Kiss your
love for your
baby.
child, your baby. Would you want your baby breathing this? And which, it just,
Or your poor little doggy over there.
they
The last
know
little
that.
And I think that not only fear, but uncertainty, whereas where Heidi's talking, if you've done your research ahead of time, you're more comfortable with what questions or what
Less
scenarios
emotional.
that takes it out of it.
Absolutely, absolutely. If you're educated in what it is that you are dealing with, I mean, I don't know how to repair a washing machine. I don't know how to repair an air conditioner. But if my air conditioner breaks down, there are certain components that go into it. And I can educate myself so that when someone says to me, the compressor is gone, or the capacitator is gone, or I need a new filter. If they say I need a new filter and they're gonna charge me $500, I know that's not right.
Yeah, $499 would be legitimate, but $500 is way out of the question.
So therefore, I educate myself on that before the person comes over. And I have some friends that are in the business, namely this guy right here, so that if my air conditioner breaks down, obviously I'd call Tom first and say, what do you think? Can you come over and take a look at it?
I'm sorry, I don't do that type of business anymore.
No, figures.
Yeah, but you do know
That's
a
been
few,
used to me.
you know, you don't do nothing.
No, I sold all my tools and got into the business side of the business,
But
but I know a
you
lot of,
do know a lot.
yeah, I know a lot of, some of them like me, some of them don't.
You know the good ones, you know the bad?
I know that. I try to avoid the bad ones, but I know 'em.
You don't ever refer the bad ones, just to be fair.
Never. In fact, we're gonna be listening to the contractors exam board that is gonna be airing on June 20th. Now, not through our show, but they're actually gonna be holding, I think it was the 20th,
Mhm.
which is Contractors Exam Board, not the other meeting that they were talking about.
Oh, okay.
But there's a Contractors Exam Board, so maybe it's a different day, I'm thinking, maybe it's the 13th of today or something like that. But that's where they go in and give the agenda, for all the contractors that have been caught doing unlicensed or unethical things. So once we have that show, and we can watch through it, we're gonna go ahead and do that show, where we can actually talk about all the people locally that have been caught, doing unlicensed or unethical activity. Now, something, on a different point real quick, something that, we found out from the city of Port St. Lucie is that they're having a special hearing with the, council members. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to get something passed where there's like 21 different points, but one of the big points is they're trying to put an assessment of additional $5 in every permit, not just for air conditioning, every single permit that goes through the city of Port St. Lucie. And they're doing that because they want to hire an individual just for unlicensed activity and for nothing else. Now, to Joel's point, you know, if the first thing that pops into your head is, well, there's another opportunity for government to collect money and use it for their own selfish needs. However,
No, that's not so.
it's not. It's not.
We need somebody to protect us from the unlicensed contract.
But Joel is gonna go one step further. He's gonna make sure that this individual has a stipulation that they have to generate at least 1.5 times or 2 times the amount of unlicensed contractor activity as they are being paid. Okay, so if I'm gonna get paid $20,000, let's say, or whatever the dollar amount may be, I need to be generating at least $27,000 to $30,000 in unlicensed activity fees to pay for myself. So that this person's gonna be held to a strict guideline so that the local contractors are not, I mean, because you think about it. Now, first off, Port St. Lucie is one of the lowest paying permit offices.
What's $5?
They're less, you're right, what is $5? It's less expensive than Martin County, a lot less expensive than Palm Beach County, because Palm Beach County is 3% of the total. Okay, now with Port St. Lucie, whether you have a $3,000 job or a $10,000 job, it's still $79. You go to Palm Beach County, it's 3%.
Good night.
$250,000.
It's huge. And what's the difference? It's the same paperwork process, but it's huge. So $5 Port St. Lucie, that still doesn't even put them to the price of North Palm or West Palm or Jupiter or Juneau or any of those locations. They're still less expensive with the $5 increase. But you know you're gonna have contractors that pull permits that are gonna complain. So to Joel's point, he is going to make sure that he has a method behind the madness that says, okay, if we can get this passed, this individual that gets hired will have a budget, a stipulation that he needs to adhere to, and we're going to check it every month to make sure he's on track. And I like that. I like that because right now Joel does a lot of that stuff himself. Now this individual is going to be, he's going to be Craigslist surfing. He's going to be driving around to job sites and locations, making sure that people have all their licenses and whatnot. Now he's not going to be going after permit offenders. He's focused 100% on unlicensed activity.
Gathering information for the officials will take it from there. Right?
Well, he's going to be an official. So if he finds somebody that's doing something unlicensed, he has the authority at that point in time to fine them immediately. If they continue, he then will have the authority to call law enforcement. Okay? Because if somebody is doing something without a license, they're actually doing illegal activity, and they can be arrested.
Yeah, well, yeah, because the consumers need to be protected.
Yes, absolutely. And the ladies in the home is where it starts, because a majority of these unlicensed contractors and unethical contractors, that's where they're getting in.
That's one of the first questions that you ask if you call a repair person is, do you have a license? Are you insured? And the first thing you do when they get to your house is you ask for those documents.
You know what? If they get angry about that, maybe there's something wrong. They should be glad to show you this information.
Agreed.
And with this upcoming hurricane season, there are so many people that drive up and down the street. Can I trim your trees? Can I?
They come out of other states.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And last year, I was just out in the yard doing a little bit of work, and this truck drove up. Two gentlemen got out and said, "Can we trim your trees? You know, it's hurricane season." I said, "Sure. Can I see your license? Are you insured?" He says, "Yeah, I left it in the truck." They both ran for the truck, jumped in it, and drove away.
They were gonna come back though, right? They said.
Oh,
They
absolutely,
had to go
yeah.
up to the Circle K, get some Gatorade.
Yes, yes.
You
Just
see
as-
the daylights out.
And just a simple question,
Yes,
just a simple question, show it to me.
yep, show it to me. That's all I wanted to see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and not just, on the illegal contractor, unlicensed contractor, but from a safety standard. You don't know those guys from anybody.
Absolutely.
You know, it'd be nice to see some identification before you come onto my property.
And that's another thing, is if you have somebody that's going to be servicing items at your home, make sure they have identification. There are some companies that will send you a picture of the technician before they arrive at your house, so that you know what they're going to look
I
like,
like
which
that.
is
That's
a
a great-
really
I
great
like
idea.
that. Ahead of time,
Yes,
or they have them on their, I guess another thing could be it's on their website, or,
Mhm.
but I like that they send it to you, I like
yes,
that.
that's a great, service that they have now. You know who's gonna be
Yes.
coming in, you know their name, and so that if somebody that doesn't look like that shows up at your house and says they're here to repair something,
Right.
you don't let them in. I also, I want to find out if, when somebody comes to my home to give me an estimate for repair, are they going to give me a written estimate? Are they just gonna write it down on a piece of paper?
Oh,
I
the back
wanna
of a
make
business
sure-
card, that's the
love
most
those.
professional way,
Mhm.
that's the most professional way to give a bid. What are you
On a
talking about?
napkin with a crayon.
I'm not gonna waste
Yeah,
a
means.
32-cent proposal on you when you haven't bought from me yet. Here,
Mhm.
here's a 1 cent business card, I'm gonna write $3,400 in the back, if you want my business, give me a call.
Sure,
Yeah, I'll write you
you're
up a
hired.
I'll write you up a proposal. No, don't worry about that name Juan on the other side. It's
But-
with- no, my name's George.
But
That's
yeah,
my buddy's.
My cards haven't come in yet.
Yeah, they haven't come in. I just started working for
I
the
just
company.
started.
Yeah, I'm legit.
But he's my cousin's friend's brother. so-
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
twice married to my second
So
uncle's
he'll be able to answer any questions.
nephew.
I also ask them what they're licensed for. If they're there to repair my roof, I'm sorry, if they're there to paint my house and they notice that there's something wrong with my roof, I can just fix that for you. And I say, "Are you licensed to fix my roof?" And they say, well, I have a license. So, no, it's okay, I can just do it real fast. And then something happens and now it's not a roof
That is-
repair anymore.
That is huge.
Right.
That is a huge issue. And every time I go to one of the contractors exam boards, that is one of the biggest things that pop up is they'll find a screen guy that's doing major concrete renovation.
Oh my
Or
God.
they'll find an electrician that's doing air conditioning work, or they'll find a fence guy. There was one time when we talked about this on a couple of shows, a guy was there to do the fence and went in the house and started doing all kinds of side work in there. And I tell you, there's all kinds of ways to manipulate the system, because if he does not physically get paid by the homeowner, he's allowed to.
Oh, my goodness.
As long as the homeowner pulls a permit for everything, they can bring somebody in, and as long as they're physically not paying him, or they do not show records, because that's how they're getting away with some of this, is they find out they got busted. Well, then, of course, they get the attorney or the lawyer or something like that, and say, oh, well, just have, as long as you don't have any physical evidence showing that you monetarily paid him to do any of that work, he is just a buddy of yours helping you out, and you as the homeowner have the right to pull a permit and do the work, as long as you're not paying him. And that fence guy that one time, that's exactly how they got away with it.
So work for cash is not
No,
a discount.
no cash, no check. If you're the homeowner and somebody is not licensed to do something, you are allowed to pull the permit and do the work unlicensed, but you can't have somebody do it with you in your home and pay them,
Ah.
Uh-huh.
okay?
And only a relative or a close friend's gonna do this for you. You're not gonna have some guy come out of nowhere and.
But that's how some of these guys, and some of these unlicensed guys, to your point, they know this trick. So they'll work with the homeowner, they bump up the price of the fence. I'm licensed to do the fence. All this other work, I'll charge you $5,000 for. The fence, $1,300. give me $6,300, I'll do the fence for you, and we'll put it on there that that's the fence
The
contract.
cost of the fence.
The cost of the fence, and now I'm gonna do the rest of the work for you at no charge. Because under the homeowner law, I'm just your buddy from next door helping you out.
Wow.
Aren't you, concerned that you might be really getting somebody mad out there?
That's the whole purpose of the show, is to tick off the people that should be ticked off, and to make homeowners aware of what they're doing is one, illegal, and number two, to Heidi's point, this guy's got no insurance.
Yeah.
And how to spot these guys when they call or show up at your door.
And these people that are unscrupulous, if they're not gonna have a conscience, then maybe we should be their conscience and call them out.
And if they don't have insurance and they do get hurt on your property, guess who's responsible?
Yep, yep.
And I don't want them floating around in my pool drinking a margarita.
Hey, let me know where that is, because do you have a margarita? I mean, I'd be quick to have it. 772-340-1590. You're listening to Cover Time Live. We got Mr. Randy Dunn and Heidi on the air with us this evening. We're talking about women's role in dealing with contractors in the house and how they should not allow their emotions to cause them to be a statistic. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to follow up on some more things to help educate you ladies and gentlemen, to help protect your wives from those dubious contractors out there. We'll be right back.
Minute and a half.
At least I got the audio working. All right, so what can you do for me on this so that I can have it? Can you download the chat file?
After I get up on YouTube,
Okay.
there's a free YouTube downloader, and you can download it with that. It downloads as a flash, but then it converts it to, Windows Media for you, and then you have to upload it.
So you shut that on and off, so it's got its own video each time. On YouTube.
And they're recommended by
Well,
Supertime Live.
There's a stop and start on the show.
Yeah, well, yeah, I got the whole thing on this, as long as that's still rolling, so what we do is I can put it in, YouTube, use YouTube downloader, and make a Windows Media file out of it, then I give it to you, and you would upload it to Ustream, and date it for today, then you'd have it.
Is that gonna be too big?
$3.2 billion per year stolen from unsuspecting homeowners who lack the
Flip
proper
Desmond one
education
at, Flip
to deal
Desmond
with
at
home
gmail.com.
Hi, I'm Tom Platini with Cover Time
Send me
Live.
something
Cover
by
Time
that
Live is an
address.
independent
Oh,
call-in
I can
platform
send it.
focused on educating
Oh,
homeowners
is it? Okay, then you're already.
I wanna say the price is being
as well as less than honest contractors. Go to covertimelive.com to see all our
Huge
shows,
file by
watch
email.
us live, for the ton of information.
It's so funny.
If not, I'll put it up and you can download it, then you.
605 on WPSL
Oh, here we go.
1590.
This is WPSL Port St. Lucie. The talk of the
Ladies and gentlemen, but mostly ladies tonight, folks. Welcome back to Comfort Time Live with Tom Patania.
772-340-1590. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to call in the studio, ask any questions about dealing with contractors in your home, if you'd like to ask Ms. Heidi, or just tell her welcome to the show and thank her for keeping us in mind. Or perhaps you have had, ladies and gentlemen, you've had a situation in your home that you would like to share with other listeners that maybe kind of goes along what we're talking about tonight. As someone taking advantage of you ladies in your home, of course, you don't have to give your
Besides your husband.
Besides your husband, yes, exactly. Now, I would never do that. You know, when I was married, I would never take advantage of my spouse.
Hence the was.
Married. Thanks for pointing that one out there.
That was so
Ms. Heidi.
sharp. It hurt me.
Ladies and gentlemen, there has just been a position opened up here on Comfort Time. Why do you believe contractors are able to scam women besides their emotions? What do you think that is? Why would you say that, Heidi?
I think that a lot of women are afraid to ask questions. They're really afraid to sound ignorant sometimes. They're afraid that they're going to be looked upon as not as nice as they should be. And instead of just asking the right questions, and I am a question hound. I drive my husband crazy with this sometimes because I will just ask question after question after question
that-
after question.
That doesn't have anything kind of similar to the grammatical error correction.
No,
Oh,
nothing,
okay,
nothing at all.
yeah, all right.
But I want to be an informed person so that I can make an informed decision. And if I don't ask those questions, then I feel as though I've been cheated by not knowing what the decision is that I need to make. And a lot of times, because I am informed, I'm asking a question that the contractor realizes that, oh, she knows a little bit about what's going on,
And they're back down.
so they can back down, number one. And number two, since I do know, then they don't have to explain it. Like, I do know what a compressor looks like. I do
What's that?
know what, well, it depends on your air conditioner.
Right.
Yes,
I always thought they were the same shape.
well, they're kind of cylindrical.
Oh, okay. Kind of, they're like a square.
They are cylindrical.
Wow. Yeah, that,
It's got little.
yeah, right.
Little
Well,
that goes in it.
and
If you're,
just to
if you're
tag,
watching on Comfort Town Live, you can see the
got a
little
little
hand gesture.
going in
how
there.
you-
and to tag on to what Heidi's saying about asking questions, the true professional contractors will take the being asked questions as a buying signal and
Yes.
not be offended.
Yes.
Absolutely.
People only object to things they want or care about. If I care nothing for what you have to say to me, or care nothing for you, I will just ignore you and walk past you. But people object, that's a buying decision that says, I need more information to feel more comfortable, and also asking questions. I need more information to feel more comfortable about what you are
Yeah,
offering.
I'm actually considering making this decision with you, making this purchase with you. I need more information. I'm almost there. Not, oh my gosh.
The contractor's a sales guy too, so he's not gonna be offended by the question.
Everybody is a salesperson.
Yeah, but,
Exactly.
but when you're talking to a
Even you.
salesperson, I know that, but when you stop the communication, well, it's pretty much over with, but if you're still asking questions, they know they've still got a chance of making that sale, and they're gonna do it right.
I want to know that I am getting the best value for my money. And the only way that I can be assured that I'm getting the best value for my money is for him or her to absolutely go right down the list and tell me what it is that I'm getting and how it impacts me and how it impacts the
Good
repair.
ones are gonna be able to do that, right?
Yes.
Absolutely, they
She'll
should.
be able to show me the brand names of what it is that I'm getting, what's my warranty, how long I should expect this repair to last, because if it's just a Band-Aid to get me through to where I can now have to go to a replacement, I need to know those things.
I want to, just kind of change topic just for a second. I want to give some kudos to Mr. Randy here for his recent accomplishment.
Oh.
It's kind of off topic, but, Randy, tell us of your recent accomplishment certification.
I work with people that have developmental disabilities. And
No, I'm not talking
other
about
than
me,
you,
on the
other
show.
than you, I'm
I'm
talking
not
about
talking about
people
you and I on the show.
that have true challenges. Anyway, there is I just became certified to teach a system of restraints anywhere in the world. And these restraints are more humane than, like an arm bar or throwing somebody down. What it is actually when somebody's beginning to have a behavior that may hurt themselves or others or do property damage, this restraint system allows us to restrain them. But also we get feedback from these people by if they start to comply with, okay, I'm relaxing, I'm not fighting this restraint, we release the restraint a little more. So instead of just holding somebody till they're finally tuckered out and they give out, what you do is you restrain them in such a way that they don't harm themselves or others, but also they become an active participant in being let go from that restraint. If they stop struggling or they comply with your request, okay, let's walk over here, and then they walk over there, you slowly release the restraints, and then they are integrated back into normal daily functions.
You're the guy that taught my wife that, huh?
Yes, I am.
That's excellent.
So anyway, this restraint system is actually founded by a gentleman that owns several degrees in different martial arts, and he's based here in Florida, and this restraint system is actually certified the only certification system of restraints anywhere in the world, where he's actually right now in France teaching this system of restraints.
Is the rear naked choke one of them?
It is not.
It is not.
It is not, but the,
My,
One
my
arm
ex-wife told me it was.
but the one arm wraparound is.
Ah, okay.
I'll show you later.
Yeah, I'm
Wait a
gonna
minute, show me
pass.
later.
Oh, okay. And your husband did not hear that.
I'll be up and going a little bit.
She wants to,
Late.
she wants to.
And my name is Mud. Goodbye.
Oh, all right.
Anyway, thank you, Tom, for letting me
No,
share that.
dude, I've been impressed. I mean, Randy has really worked hard at that. He's got
Wow.
classes coming up. And I tell you, really impressed.
It's called exercising restraint.
It is, it's actually dynamic holding and progressive restraints.
Oh, I like, oh.
That's a pretty impressive name. All right, so when we have the repair person in our house, now, when Heidi, at what point in time do you feel comfortable enough to allow that contractor to come into your home?
I typically try to get 3 estimates, and I always ask the person that is there, do you mind if I get other people to give me an estimate? If they say, well, I have tomorrow I can fit you in, so if you don't tell me today,
Pressure tactic.
yeah, I love the pressure tactic.
Fear,
He's-
if we take it away from her, she's gonna be feared that if she doesn't do it tomorrow, she's gonna lose it.
Yeah, I love that one. So he's a see you later. And then I will ask them if they say, sure, go right ahead. I will get estimates when I can. Of course, if they have a gushing water leak or something, obviously you have to get somebody in there right away. However, I try to get 3 estimates. Once I get the estimates, we sit down, my husband and I, we figure out what's the best value for our money.
You
And we-
research everything, you
we-
research the people, the product.
We try to do that as much as possible, and then we go with the best. We usually pick the one in the middle, because that one in the middle is usually the one that's the best value for the money. That's all I can, that's usually what we get. And also, the one I love is, when we first moved here, which was about 10 years ago, I'm sure some people out there can hear my New England accent, we found that people would call us and say, well, we'll get right back to you. Well, after a while, I got the definition of right back to you, because in Florida, it can be 2 days, it can be 2 weeks,
Follow-up
it can be
is
2
horrible.
months. It was
Horrible.
horrible. In New England, I'll get right back to you means that you stand by the phone and wait for the call.
Yeah, yeah.
So we finally got the definition of I'll get right back to you. And when someone says that, I pinpoint it. I make sure that I get an answer. When are you going to call me? And if I don't hear from them by that time, either they're done or I'll call them and I'll say, hey, you said you were gonna call me by 5 o'clock. I haven't received a phone call from you. I hope everything's all right.
Right.
And if they say, oh, yeah, I forgot to call you, okay,
Yep.
you're off my list.
There's too much competition out there not to allow yourself to be the boss. Do not let them dictate to you when they are gonna do things, how much they're gonna do it for. You have to stand up and not, just like we talked about with customer service these days, anywhere you go, do not settle for poor customer service. Same thing with a contractor. Ladies, do not let the emotion, do not let the, oh gosh, he looked so hot and sweaty when he came out of the attic, I feel so bad for him. No.
Wait, contractors in the attic?
Oh, that's right, he's right, I'm sorry, wrong
Never mind. Old
Yeah.
show.
wrong place. We actually had a listener that said that the air conditioning contractors, there's 4 of them, and not one of them went in the attic.
Oh,
Not one of them went in the attic.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of contractors that don't. There's a lot of them that don't. Now, fortunately, some of the codes now require that for air conditioning, that they have to go in the attic and look at all the ducts, but it's just educate yourself, ladies, and don't let to Heidi's point, our point, don't let your emotions get in the way. And another great part of that is by not making the decision immediately, that also helps to take the emotion out of it. I'm even though I'm not, some would say, I'm not a female, I do sometimes make emotional decisions.
we all do.
Yeah.
We all do. But the other thing is, when you're making the decision, make a decision that's best for you, obviously, but you don't have to be nasty to the person that's giving you the estimate. You don't have to be aggressive, you just have to be assertive with what you want. You're the boss, but you don't have to be, like I say, you don't have to be nasty about it, you just have to make sure that you get what you want. And I try to be as pleasant as possible to make sure that I get what I want. And bring chocolate when you come to my house.
Yeah, right, there you go. There you go. Well, and the thing is, it's not, it's kind of double-edged. As the decision maker, you want to take the emotion out of it, but you also want to see that, in my opinion, you want to see the contractor put forth the effort to establish a relationship with you.
Trust is so important with that contractor, absolutely, because they're toying with your possession. It's your most important possession, your home. So you want to make sure that you can trust that person.
And if I could just interject us, back to a smart contractor or somebody that's a true professional, where they take the questions as buying signals or actually wanting to establish a relationship, they need to understand that along with providing that information, if you do this correctly, you're gonna have a lifelong customer.
Yeah.
Because whenever something happens, goodness forbid, you may do a good job of, you do everything right, you install the system right, the system lasts 15, 20 years. Whenever it's time to replace that system again, do you honestly think they're gonna shop you again? If you've done them right every step of the way,
And that's in any business.
that's in any
Absolutely.
business.
That's in any business. In roofing, cabinetry, plumbing, attorneys, CPAs, any business in your home. It's now, today, it is all customer service. Who is gonna provide the best? And for me, I will go back to that person time and time again, even if they are just a little bit more expensive. Because
Absolutely.
to me, the value and the trust. I mean, kind of like the trust of knowing that you brought somebody onto your company and they work out of their house and that you don't babysit or micromanage them, and you trust that that person
I see.
is working diligently to make sure that they do the best for your company that they possibly can.
Well,
That's a
I
trust.
can honestly say the few people I've met in that position are well worth the trust.
I
I've heard
agree.
rumors. I've heard rumors. Well, ladies and gentlemen, ComfortTimeLive.com. You can go and watch any of our archive shows. They're getting better and better. Eventually, we're going to start doing some remotes. I went and got all kinds of equipment to where we can actually start doing remotes from our guests.
Actually did one too,
Yes,
didn't you?
we did do one. We did do one.
Yeah.
And we have a couple, there's a couple folks, guests that Heidi's working on. We're just trying to get them solidly tuned into the dates. But I think we're gonna have a good guest for June 27th. We're also looking at somebody
June 20th.
June
And
20th, we have one. We possibly have somebody for June 27th.
yes, we do.
I'm not gonna mention their name yet until they sign on the dotted line, and we may have somebody for July 18th. So some great shows, but June 20th, don't miss it. That's next Thursday, right here on Comfort Time Live. Randy McKenzie with Legal Shield. Thanks for listening to Comfort Time Live with Randy, Heidi, and of course, me, Tom Blatania.
Oh.
Have a great weekend. Happy Father's Day
Happy Father's
Yeah,
Day,
happy
Dad.
Father's
to all you
Day.
guys. Take
Good night,
care.
everyone.
Comfort Time Live. Thursday evenings in the 6 o'clock hour on AM 1590. This is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast. Time right now is 7 o'clock.